All right, welcome to another shot of Mark's Whiskey, the casual whiskey podcast. And today's featured whiskey is Eagle Rare and Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. And you're the one that brought this one, so why don't you spew us some facts on that?
Sure. So picked this one up down in Oregon for 30-ish bucks, 45%, so 90 proof. This one's their aged 10 years. I'm not sure if they have any other kinds, but this is what was available. And apparently it's won double gold 5 times, whatever that means. So somebody likes it. So now we'll see if we do.
Cool. All right.
Sounds good to me.
So this is Eagle Rare, Kentucky Straight Bourbon.
A little more your style this time, Mark?
Absolutely.
Mike?
Yeah. It's smooth. It's smooth, but it definitely has the bite there.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I know that gets said a lot, but you definitely have to try this one. It's
really...
I think I'm going to be the contrarian this time. I'm not a big fan of it.
It's really woody. It's like kind of heavy flavor to it.
It definitely has that grain.
So yeah, it's got you really taste the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the bite, the burn is just I think a little bit too strong for me.
Yeah, more of the 80 proof, not the 90.
Is that what this is? This is a little higher proof.
So, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so that would probably be part of it. It's definitely a higher proof, and that definitely it definitely affects the flavor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I kind of like the whiskey that you kind of have a somewhat decent taste on your tongue when it first hits, and then you kind of have a second taste.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a second stage rocket. You know, when you swallow, right. you get the burn and the bite. Mm-hmm. This seems to be all it's got is the bite and the burn, which to me is why I don't like the cheaper whiskeys.
So I would have to challenge that. I mean, the bite and the burn is very noticeable, no doubt about it. It's not for the faint of heart, but there's something about the smooth texture. You know, it just seems real smooth and light. You know, like when you think bite, or at least when I think, you know, it has a heavy bite and a burn, and I think a heavier, kind of thicker sour mash kind of deal.
All right.
Which this is relative to, but it just seems lighter.
Okay.
You know, I enjoy it. Absolutely.
What's your?
I enjoy it. Maybe like a splash of water in here to kind of open up the aromatics and kill the bite would make it better for you, Mark.
Nice chilled whiskey.
Yeah, put it over rocks, let it melt a little.
Well, I also noticed maybe I needed a better palate cleanser because the second sip was a little better. But yeah, I think this is definitely. If I had this one, I would probably serve this on ice. Mm-hmm. Definitely with filtered ice cubes. Always filter your water for your ice cubes, people.
Or just have a well like me.
And or you can do it neat like we just had.
Right.
But yeah, this is definitely one I would probably like a lot better on the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I think it's a little heavier.
I do think that would be, you know, standard protocol for a typical whiskey drinker. You know, and if they weren't really into the bite, they would definitely love this on rocks. I mean.
Okay. So thumb up, thumb down, thumb up.
Thumb up. Absolutely.
All right, for Eagle Rare, Kentucky Straight Bourbon. And do you think that they can find this? I think at Total Wine or any good whiskey store,
probably,
right?
Yeah. Considering it's from Kentucky, I'm imagining that it makes it around the country.
Rather accessible.
Cool. All right. Well, why don't you take your final sip and play us out a little bit, and we're going to fade black. First off, hold on. MarksWhiskey.com. Make some comments. Facebook.com/MarksWhiskey. MarksWhiskey.com/iTunes. And MarksWhiskey.com/YouTube to watch probably the highest quality feed of the podcast. So anyways, see you next week.